you guys think of Princess Diaries? So what did you guys think of the Princess Diaries?
I love Joe. Any moment with Joe is the best.
Yes, it was definitely worth seeing. It was definitely worth seeing. But thank you all for this was so much fun tonight.
Yeah, I really needed it.
Yeah,
it was okay.
So I will definitely do this again in the future. So I thank you all.
Hey.
So this was a lot of fun. You're so welcome. Thank you for being my Princess Diaries cheerleaders for me. So even though I'm not, you guys see me when I
give me a pee.
Oh, Lord. Bunch of geeks.
The geeks and the nerds. But this was a good movie. It really was. It was worth seeing.
It was.
Yeah.
It's not horrible.
Miracles happened.
I like to think of myself as a manly man, but I liked it.
It was a good movie. It really was.
Yeah.
It was worth seeing. It's definitely worth
We're
seeing.
men.
Only manly men admit to liking it.
We're men in tights. We're men. We're men in tights.
There's no shame.
God defend the people's rights.
Yes.
We're men. Women and tights. The rich and gives to the poor. That's right.
Right.
That's the one that has that "As You Wish" guy in it.
Carrie Yules, yeah. Or
Yeah.
Also the Princess Bride as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
That's a good one. With Princess Buttercup.
You keep saying that word. I do not believe it means what you think it means. My name is.
I just got through reading that book just recently. Oh, that book was so good.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
Prepare to die.
Prepare to die. I need you to watch Fire for that one.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been a while since I've seen that one as well.
That was.
I'm glad they didn't redo it. I'm glad the internet spoke up for them not to redo it.
Oh yeah. Oh,
no,
There's Andre the Giant's in it, and you can't get him back.
There are certain movies that should not be remade.
Yes.
Bride is one of them.
That is safe. Yes. Don't touch the classics.
Do not touch the Bride. Just like you don't remake anything done by Mel Brooks. Ever.
Or Robert
because no one will ever be as funny as Mel Brooks. There, I said it. No one will ever be as funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but this was definitely a good movie. It was a good time to see it. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was. I love any kind of movie, but honestly, I could watch movies all the time.
Definitely.
You know, the thing for me is I went and saw this in theaters when it came out way back when.
Did you?
And yeah. Well, it was a Disney flick, and the main hook for me was, of course, Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins. This Mary Poppins is in this movie, and Mom was like, "Yeah, Mary Poppins." I was like, "We're going to see this." She's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to go see this." She's like, "Okay, we'll go see it." She's like, "I didn't think you would go for this. It's more like a chick flick." I was like, "Yeah, but it's Julie Andrews, and I love Julie Andrews, except when she's in The Sound of Music, because I have to see The Sound of Music so many times. I'd rather have I'd rather smack myself in the head with a hammer."
I love that movie so much. I love almost every
movie. And she's also Cinderella in an adaptation of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame that she lost her singing voice. We did get a little bit of singing in the sequel, so maybe one night we can watch the sequel to Princess Bride. I mean, not Princess Bride, Princess Bride 2. We will definitely watch this.
I loved trying the Tooth Fairy, so did.
Oh yeah, Seth was in the Tooth Fairy with the Rock and her.
Yes, I got the goods.
just it was hilarious. A big, strong man like Dwayne Johnson, and he's getting talked down to by a small old lady.
I know what that
little big.
That's
I'm
funny.
sorry. I'll be good.
Yeah, they did a sequel with the cable guy, but it wasn't as funny.
We should do that movie too, because it's really hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
And it has hockey, so
Dwayne Johnson in a fairy outfit.
I was watching. I was
watching. It was way better than the second one with Larry the Cable Guy. That one wasn't nearly as good.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Yes, it wasn't as good.
The crazy thing is, I was watching some old wrestling clips and everything on Facebook and everything, and it's amazing how far The Rock has come in his career just overall. And I'm thinking, of all the stuff I've covered, because I cover pop culture of all kinds and everything on my channel, I'm like, I have yet to talk about wrestling. Because wrestling really made a resurgence in the 80s and 90s. Yeah. And I'm thinking, I need to do a stream about that at some point. I might do that sometime this year.
I grew up on the Attitude Era.
Hollywood, unfortunately. All the wrestlers have went on to Hollywood because The Rock made it, and so everyone wants to do the same now. Why risk yourself wrestling when you could just act?
This is true.
That can hurt.
Yep.
So, but not only was it Julie Andrews that was the hook for me and everything, seeing the clips and everything, or seeing the trailers and seeing Joe, and I'm like, I know this actor. I like this actor. I want to go see this because of Joe.
Yes, Joe sells it for sure. I mean, I saw him about a couple months ago. I was looking through movies, and my mom and I were looking for a movie to watch. We found Your Mother Wears Combat Boots, and I'm like, okay, I'm going through the cast and everything. I see Barbara Eden, and then I see Joe's name, Hector Anzilio. I'm like, Joe.
Hector Elizondo.
I'm like, wait a minute, that's Joe. And then I started looking, and I said, oh, so he plays the drill instructor in that way, and he looks so much different than he does as Joe, because he's almost clean shaven as this drill sergeant, and this one he's not clean shaven. So, but yes, this was definitely a good movie. It was. I remember seeing it because my mom bought it for me on VHS because I am a huge Disney fan. I love Disney, and this one. It sold it for me saying, oh, it's a princess story, but it's not a princess story because she doesn't know she's a princess. And she's an underrated character because everybody's like, ew, Mia. And I'm like, I can relate to that because I knew what it was like to be like Mia, to be the underdog, to be invisible, where nobody notices you. And then everybody's like, oh. And then it's like only been in the last couple of years that people have started to notice who I am. And I started realizing, you know what? People have noticed me and I'm not invisible to them. They know who I am. They're starting to know who I am in the community. And like I said, all three of you are from three different parts of my community. And each one of you have been so supportive of me. So thank you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. So thank you.
Of course. You deserve it, Hen.
Why, thank you. You're so kind.
I grew up being invisible too. I didn't really care for the spotlight, so mine was by choice.
Oh yeah, I was the same. Believe it or not, I was a very shy, quiet boy in my younger days, and now I just can't seem to shut up. Well, women seem to have that effect on us guys. I don't know. They bring us out of our shells.
Well, I wasn't necessarily. Go ahead, John.
No, on you.
It wasn't so much that I was invisible. It was just that I was the oddball.
Yeah.
Because the way I grew up and everything, I grew up around a lot of older people the majority of my time.
So as did I.
Same here.
And it made me okay. I kind of adopted the mentality of an older person rather than a person my age, because I looked at what my friends were doing, and to me, it just seemed kind of silly. And
Yeah.
it wasn't until like 8th grade and everything, my last year of junior high and going into high school, that I kind of started to come out of that shell and everything and start to say, you know what, it's okay to act like my friends. And I'd hang around with certain cliques and everything. And then when I got to high school, I kind of retained a reputation and everything where I kind of got along with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got along with the jocks, I got along with the motorheads, the geeks, the sluts.
Yeah.
Well, I was a geek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't have one that group either.
Well, the crazy thing was, I don't know how it was for y'all in high school and everything, or whatever the case may be, but I had a good reputation, or I had a good rapport with the upperclassmen because some of them remembered me from junior high. And they're like, hey, dude, you're cool. Come hang out with us. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. And my other friends would be like, how the hell do you hang around with the upperclassmen? Most of them stick our heads in toilets or they show us in lockers. I'm like, I don't know. They just seem to like me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I hung out with the younger kids and the older kids, and I also knew the teachers because I was a geek for a time where I was constantly reading or writing. And it depends on who you ask. Some people would say, she's the popular one, but other people, if you ask them, they say she's not the popular one because I was involved with music. I was involved because I was in the band and I was also in chorus. Then I was also in military classes and stuff like that. And I was very much into my studies. So basically, wherever you saw me, I was into my books. I was always studying constantly. And if I were to show you guys my senior prom picture, I don't look the same. I really don't. I literally had that transformation like Mia did. I still wear my glasses, yes, but I will have to show you guys the picture. But the thing is, I didn't fit in too well with my peers because I was around adults a lot when I grew up. I really was, pure and simple. And I was constantly reading and stuff like that. And I grew up with the Star Trek, the Star Wars, the science fiction. And it was kind of rare to find people to hang out with because they were saying, you don't fit in because the teen scene did not appeal to me. It really did. And to find people that were in this online community, once I started becoming onto the online community, saying, you know what, it's okay to be a geek. It's okay to be a nerd. It's okay to be into writing. It's okay to be into music. You don't have to fit in with your peers. You fit in with us and you fit perfectly with us. It doesn't matter. So I was grateful for that.
What's interesting is the Princess Diaries. When this first came out, I was never really interested in it. I thought, bit of a chick flick, not really my kind of thing. I'm more of an action kind of guy. And it wasn't until much older, when I was much older, that my girlfriend and I stuck it on. She wanted to watch it, and I was like, okay, let's check it out. And I was surprised. I was like, this is actually quite good. It had some funny moments, had good characters, and I was like, that's her from that movie. And I was like, this is really good. I was like, why didn't I watch this before? And that just taught me, chick flicks, they might actually be no bad, maybe I should try them out. And then that led on to other ones like oh, what's that one with Heath Ledger? 13 Things I Hear About You or something like that, or
and she was also, I think he was, no, that wasn't him. I'm trying to think because he looked a lot like the guy that was in Ella
10 Things I Hate About You. That's what it is. And,
Heath Ledger.
Yeah. Which, funny enough, Larry Miller was also in that. If you remember, he was the dad in that. And that really opened the doors for me, into other kind of movies and not just, the action and explosions and stuff. And that really, expanded my horizon. And I've learned not to like judge a book by the its cover, which is kind of like what this movie kind of tells you. just because people look ugly doesn't mean there's not beauty in there somewhere. You know, but don't treat people wrong because who knows, maybe they'll become royalty and you'll be kissing their ass later.
Or you might be stuck in a dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to clean the royal
take
toilet.
care of her. I want her dead. Yes,
To quote the Queen of Hearts.
Off with her head.
Yes. Off with her head.
I got confused for a 30-year-old teacher when I was in high school. That's how mature I acted.
Yeah, I was a major geek as well. I was quite the teacher's boy. In fact, after I finished school, I stuck on for a few months to help the teachers and help teach the students. Everyone knew me in school. In fact, my sister, she got terrorized by saying, "Are you John Bamford's little sister?" And she was like, "Yes." It's like, I have a name as well, I'm Kelly. And
people knew me because my mom worked in the school cafeteria. And they said, "Oh, you're Anne's little girl." Like, yes. So I knew them and stuff like that. So they would say, "Oh, so we're gonna look out for you. We're gonna make sure you get a meal." And that's one thing I was glad about. So I was grateful for that. So if you look on the screen, guys, I got pictures of my prom pictures that are what I looked like before I went to prom.
Oh, you look beautiful. That's a nice dress, that.
Yes, like I said, it was similar to Mia's what she wore when she had that coronation kind of party thing.
Had a pink poofy ball gown.
Yep, mine was a purple one. I still have it.
Oh, that's a proud mum there.
I sadly never went to prom.
Me neither. All my mates and I, we were like,
it was overrated.
What's the point if we're not going with someone? Let's just stay home and have a few beers.
See, I went by myself.
I
went by myself and I had an excellent time. I never regretted it. The fact that I went by myself.
I took my mother. I was supposed to take a guy, but let's just say I got stood up. So I took my mother.
Oh.
She's never been to a prom.
Okay.
And it was boring. It wasn't even worth the cost we paid.
No.
I mean, they don't have them simple in the gym anymore. They can have them simple, have pizza, have a live band. There's your fun time right there.
Well, our prom isn't even held at the school. It was organised by our economic clubs, and we were in charge of the proms. So we rented out a nice wee suite in some hotel, and it was quite nice. They had this whole nice dance room floor and stuff like that. And it was, so much better than just the boring old school hall. Who wants to go to school for the prom?
Right.
Exactly. And then, afterwards, anyone who wanted could then, go into a room into the hotel. So, a wee bit, after prom celebrations.
Well, go ahead, John. That's okay.
No. And I wonder, what it was like, because I never, like I said, I never went, but I heard it was quite good. Anyway. It's different UK proms to American proms, so it is.
Yes,
very boring.
Our prom was at a hotel. The thing is, mine was
a hotel too.
Yeah.
And so I had some church members that one person paid for my dress, one person that paid for my jewelry, one person paid for my ticket. The woman that you saw the picture with me and my mom, she did my hair. Well, she took me to get my hair done, and she did my makeup for me and stuff like that. So, like I said, I literally had a Cinderella prom. All I had to literally do was just show up. So, like I said, there wasn't anybody I really wanted to go with. And people said, why didn't you? I said, you know what? That's their problem. they got to live with themselves, know that they didn't invite me, and there was nobody to that deemed really worthy enough to take. So you know what?
Yeah.
And why didn't you ask anyone? Because you could also ask someone.
Yeah.
Well, there wasn't anybody I wanted to ask. Boys I went to school with. I'm not going to try to put them down, but I will just say this: that I was smarter than they were. And I didn't want to take somebody that was not smarter than me with me to prom, because I was like, you know what? No, he's not going to challenge me. He's down here, and I don't want to feel like I'm no.
I'm
sure he had these other advantages, you know.
Yeah, personality is better than anything. You're no better than anyone else.
Yeah. I mean, I want somebody.
I know some really, really dumb people, but they're some of the best people I know. They're so funny, you know. They've got hell of a personality, you know.
They have other attributes. You don't always have to have brains. And if you have brains, would be a horrible
thing. You know, if they're good looking, who cares if they're dumb, you know?
Yeah, but their people were awful, because like one person was a control freak that wanted to take me. I said, you know what? I don't need a control freak telling me you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm my own person. No. So I left when I wanted to leave. I came when I wanted to leave. So yeah, I'm my own person in that regard.
No, control freak, that's a personality.
Exactly. That's why I said no. I don't want a control freak telling me that, oh, you're not talking to this person. No, I'm like, no. Because one person tried to do that a couple years ago, and he's trying to say, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. I said, first of all, you're not my father. Second of all, you don't have a ring on my finger. So if you didn't do either one of those, bye. See you never.
If you like that, you should have put a ring on it.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I like
people. 2 seconds.
You're less close, so you are. You're not fast to last. Sorry.
I mean, I can get along with people with different personalities. It's just, like I said, with a control freak, no, I don't need a control freak in my life. No. But this was a good movie. I'm glad we got to see it together. I really am. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it too.
Oh, yeah. Back when Disney was good, you know, when they did these movies.
They still do Disney.
Now they just make
decent movies. We'll just say this: Disney has got certain things that are way better than others.
How long do you think before they reboot this movie?
Please no.
Because if not, that they were trying to make it more like the books. Because from what I was reading on the IMDb, that after Mia's makeover, that apparently she becomes a blonde.
Yeah.
So they changed things around from the book and the movie and stuff like that. So I'm kind of glad that they changed certain things and they kept certain things the same. So
yeah.
And then continue it instead of just redo it. Continue it.
Yeah.
Right. That's what it was supposed to be with the books, from what I've read of the book. So it's supposed to be like one whole loop, basically. But yep.
I mean, I can see Julie Andrews, you know, being up for doing this, because she was always a fan of these movies. You know, she always looked back and she always talked fondly of them, how much she loved them and all that. You know, it'd be great just to get all the crew back together. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. I never heard her say anything bad about anybody.
No.
No.
That's the thing.
She would.
She's proper. You know, a proper English. She's very dignified. You know, she'd never say anything bad, you know, in public to mock you or that. You know,
she is old Hollywood. She has class and taste and style and elegance. All those other things that a lot of new Hollywood doesn't. So.
Oh yeah, they could learn a thing or two from her.
Yes, they could.
That's why they say respect your elders.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go ahead and head on out, but Alicia, thank you again for inviting me tonight. This was great fun. This was a lot of fun. And Rebel Rose, John, it was a pleasure to meet both of you. So
you too, Ambassador. It was good to meet you too.
Thank you, Ambassador.
Thanks again for inviting me.
Yeah. All right. Y'all have a good night, and Alicia, you take care.
You too. Thank you. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to wrap up myself. So, like I said,
it wasn't as long as I remember. I thought it was at least 2 hours, but that was actually less than 2 hours.
It was 2 hours. It was almost 2 hours, but yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah,
but we will definitely do the second one another night. We will definitely do that for sure to catch up on find out what happened to Mia, what happened to Prince Louis, but he's not technically a prince, but King Louis and Queen Clarice and Joe.
I'm the king of the swingers, jungle VIP,
and then Lily. Yes, I like that King Louis too. But yes. But thank you both for coming, and I know Ambassador he had a good time, so
yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a pleasure, and it was good to meet you. You too.
It was nice to meet you too.
Yeah.
Done.
Hope we can do it again sometime.
Oh yeah, I will definitely let you guys know for sure when it's gonna be.
Oh yeah.
Might be next week. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right. I'll see you again then. All the best to you, and take care. And have a good night.
Take care, John.
All right. Bye.
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 I like his accent.
Yes, he's from Scotland, so yes, he's a very, very cool. All right, let me get this really quick, and we will wrap up.
Okay.
All right. And I'm gonna